Now we meet our next two fighters. First up, fighting out of the blue corner, this is Dontrell Johnson.
Dontrell Johnson making his MMA debut out of De La Rosa Submission Wrestling Academy. He's 6 foot tall, 160 pounds, 21 years of age, living in Rockford, Illinois. His background, 12 years of wrestling, and he's a state placer one time. He's got a year and a half of boxing, 2 years of mixed martial arts, and he hopes to keep this fight standing.
Dontrell, he was really confident last night, which is awesome. Talking to him, I was confident for him after talking to him.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, in your debut, sometimes the confidence gets dumped on your walk to the cage, along with your energy. You get that dump from never being in the cage before. However, even looking right now, he looks loose.
Jeremy, that entire team, I'm not kidding you, sitting down with them, you would have thought they had 7, 8, 9 fights each. You can see they've got some life experience on that side of the team. And that life experience and discipline that they're bringing, it shined. It literally shined in their pre-fight interviews.
Well, and I think, a lot of it is when, there's certain gyms that just can't wait to put fighters in, and there's certain gyms that wait till you're ready. And it looks like they're one of those gyms that waits till their guys are ready. And probably have a lot. That's probably an up-and-coming gym to really watch.
That's not an easy thing. Opening up a mixed martial arts gym today is not an easy thing.
No, and if you're doing it to make money, you pretty much stick with jiu-jitsu.
Yep. And kids programs.
Yeah, exactly, because the MMA fighters, there's only going to be so many of them for one. 9 guys aren't going to pay many gym dues, and it's hard to set up a gym strictly based on fighting like a Jackson Wink or, when I go to Rufus Sport, a great gym in Myriad, they're not built on just MMA fighting, but look at he looks in great shape.
Dude, the whole gym looks good.
To attest to the gym and MMA gyms, I've seen a lot of regional gyms across the state of Iowa. These guys have 1 or 2 wins, they go right to Rufus.
And now, headed for the North Iowa Fights red corner, please welcome Jake Bauer.
Well, a lot of the reason they go to bigger gyms is there's not a lot of loyalty sometimes in the sport.
Jake Bauer, he's 1-0. He's 5'11", 162 pounds, missed weight actually, and he's 27 years of age. He's fighting out of Ames, Iowa, Elite Edge and Alliance Mixed Martial Arts. He's got 7 years of training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's a purple belt, and he competes regularly in Jiu-Jitsu tournaments.
Last show, Jake Bauer wins on the ground, rear naked choke against Ace Rooney here, and it was his first win, his first fight ever. He looked really good. He shot in right away, and it was over in no time.
Well, this looks like another great fight, another great match. I mean, so far we've had some excellent matchups. This one we might see more of a ground battle, it sounds like.
Yes.
Well, Jake Bauer at 5'11" appears to have the reach on the 6 foot tall, 160 pound Dontrell Johnson, and we got the classic grappler versus striker matchup there.
Well, it's almost wrestler versus jiu-jitsu. And then we're going to go jump to the tail of the tape here. We got Jake Bauer coming in at 27 years old, 5'11". He did miss weight quite badly here by about 5.5 pounds, 1-0. We'll see if that's an advantage or a disadvantage. A lot of times it's not the advantage you think. Now we're going to jump over to Dontrell, who's 21 years old, 6 feet tall, 155 pounds, and this is his debut. Now I don't know that there's going to be any form of, their arms, Dontrell is shorter but longer arms. It looks like he has longer arms to me. So
I think we're going to figure this out. And if Jake Bauer wants to strike with Dontrell Johnson, we saw the striking ability of the last person from De La Rosa Submission Wrestling Academy and Daniel Keepers. And we're going to see if that is a reoccurring theme with people from their gym.
It is time for our next bout tonight at North Iowa Fights. This bout is sanctioned by the Iowa Athletic Commission. Your judges are Rick Tassler, Ricky King, and Ed Bull. Your referee is Eddie Cooper. And your fighters, first up out of the blue corner. He trains at De La Rosa Submission Wrestling Academy and is sponsored by DSW. From Rockford, Illinois, Dontrell Johnson. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner. He trains with Elite Edge MMA and Alliance Jiu-Jitsu. He is sponsored by Jake and Jose Ames Movers. From Ames, Iowa, say hello to Jake Bauer!
North Iowa Fights. This is our third bout of the evening, and I recognize the referee, Eddie Cooper. He's actually got some mixed martial art experience as well. Jake Bauer, Dontrell Johnson.
Here we go. This is really a battle of up-and-coming gyms with Josh Neer's gym from Jake Bauer. Then we've talked heavy in De La Rosa already. This is going to be some elite fighting here.
Yeah, no, the tattoo battle's already been won by Bauer.
Well, we're feeling out process has started between Jake Bauer and Dontrell Johnson. And, their experience is like experience. Jake Bauer's got one
slip.
fight.
I was wondering, does he want to jump in here, you think?
If I'm Jake Bauer, I want it on the ground. And is that a slip or is that intentional?
That's what I was going to say. I don't know if Dontrell almost jumped in.
Yeah.
And he kind of had that moment where he's like, maybe not. And you know what? I think he's showing a little faster hands from what I'm seeing here. Nice jab.
Wow, if you look at Dontrell Johnson, he's actually coming in with his left leg with the jab, and he's just sliding right into it.
And he moves very well, very fluid. Nice jab.
You can tell that 1.5 years of boxing that he had. He said he concentrated just on boxing for a year and a half. And Jake Bauer, I believe, is trying to lure Dontrell Johnson to the ground.
Oh, for sure. I think he's decided that he can't win on the feet before the fight really got going, or at least that it's not the best way to win.
Well, I think it's comfortability level, too.
For sure.
You got Jake Bauer, 7 years of jiu-jitsu practice. I've seen him several times competing at local tournaments throughout the Midwest. It's something he's comfortable in.
When you're doing something for 7 years, you're comfortable at it.
And there's a left and right strike by Dontrell Johnson. Dontrell Johnson is finding his distance and range and landing significantly against Jake Bauer.
And here he switches to southpaw. Let's see if it's what the reasoning is for that, or if he just wants to kind of keep Bauer on his on his toes here.
It's interesting Bauer hasn't shot in yet.
No. Well, you know what? Does he have a wrestling? It's a jiu-jitsu background, right?
Yeah.
A lot of jiu-jitsu guys don't have a shot.
Yeah, they're used to those takedowns where you start in guard. You know?
Yeah.
It's different.
And if you look at the stylings of Dontrell Johnson, he is just cutting the cage off left and right and not allowing Jake Bauer to get any distance. He's trying to keep him within arm's length, but not close enough in order to get a takedown.
And you know what? Jake's breathing a little heavy already. It's not looking good for him unless he's going to be able to get a takedown here sooner than later, because Dontrell's really putting it on him and has excellent hands.
Dontrell Johnson is leading with his power hand and just sliding in.
Dontrell versus Keepers would be something that I would like to see in a mixed fight.
Same gym.
What's that? Okay.
No, they're not. You know what? You're right, Jeremy. You are correct.
Well, the weight was a little different, right?
Yeah, just a hair different.
Okay. But,
that would be the fight to make.
Yeah. Obviously, Dontrell's a little smaller, but he looks like he's going to grow into that body, too.
And Dontrell, he does a really good job at 1-2, then gets out. So he doesn't get caught or get caught into a takedown. I mean, when he stayed there.
And if you're going to commit, you do it when you hear the clapping noise when there's 10 seconds left.
Absolutely.
Dontrell Johnson showed a lot of poise. He showed a lot of poise against a high-level jiu-jitsu guy in Jake Bauer.
Yeah, and you know what? I think he took a lot of the steam out of Jake Bauer in that round one. Round two is going to be he's going back to his corner right now with some doubt. We'll see what happens.
Jeremy, you had mentioned, the weight cut doesn't always necessarily mean an advantage. Now you've got a guy that's having difficulty getting to takedowns. Something happened in his camp where he missed weight, and you just mentioned doubt.
Well, I think another reason is when you don't make weight, you already lost the first battle with the scale.
Yep.
And then second off, a lot of the time, a guy like him, he seems like a professional gym. I guarantee the last week or so, he really took that seriously and cut as much weight as he possibly could.
Yep.
And obviously his body came to a stop.
It's to Dontrell Johnson's credit, he didn't let the scale bother him. Like when I talked to him yesterday at the weigh-ins, he was just like, dude, I want to get this fight out of the way. It wasn't even
Corners down, seconds down, corners down.
There's different types of weight. Now, if a wrestler is 7 pounds heavier, then that's weight that can be used.
Yes.
Now, if it's a jiu-jitsu person that doesn't have a wrestling background that plans on being on their back, that weight doesn't matter.
Yes.
And he's not obviously showing that he's not like a single double leg type takedown guy. Okay, he's on the ground here. This is his chance. Oh, there he goes. Oh, if I was Dontrell, I'd get that.
So Jake Bauer.
Bauer's in trouble.
Jake Bauer showed. I mean, he had an incredible move in the beginning in order to get the fight to the ground, and Dontrell Johnson just backed right out of it, and he didn't fall for it.
And Dontrell's breathing a lot lighter than he is. And Jake's been up and down so many times already without getting any other than that really early takedown here in the round.
So the leading punches by Dontrell Johnson are starting to take a toll on Jake Bauer.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. I'd mix in some kicks here. I think a head kick or a body kick would definitely be a good idea here for him. He hasn't thrown many kicks yet, and when he has, they've been low. But I doubt that the way Bauer's kind of jumping down and moving and switching levels down, I'd be trying to throw a head kick.
Absolutely.
Not criticizing what Dontrell's doing because he's fighting a perfect game plan, as far as on the scorecard so far. Beautiful way to get out of that.
And Jake Bauer, with the slick move from his back, is in on a single leg.
Yeah, here's kind of an interesting position now. He might.
Knee bar.
Yeah, I think Jake Bauer set up a knee bar.
No.
Are leg locks allowed in amateur here?
Yes.
Okay.
And Dontrell Johnson might be in some trouble.
He did a great job coming out of that. Yeah.
And now it's.
And Jake Bauer is going for a high-risk move. It's one of those things, whether that move works or you take hellacious punishment, and Dontrell Johnson is making him pay.
Yeah. He's winning the ground battle.
This is getting close to being stopped.
Eddie Cooper is looking at this fight closely right now.
Bauer did a great job of finding his feet onto the tailbone of Johnson.
Yeah, definitely. And on the ground he's shown he's no slouch. I don't know that Bauer is going to be able to submit him unless he gets puts himself in a stupid bad spot here.
Well, there's a minute left in the second round, and that is an enormous amount of time if you're a jiu-jitsu player.
Sure, but he's not starting in a very good position, and he's against the cage. It's going to be hard to push the submission out of that spot with his head against the cage.
And when you see Jake Bauer just climbing the cage, if
I'm Dontrell's corner, even though he's winning this ground battle, I'm screaming, get up.
Yeah, you can see Jake Bauer setting up for an armbar.
Now, to lose this fight after you've completely dominated would be, quite disappointing for him, I'm sure.
And think about the mindset that you are, for the De La Rosa Submission Wrestling Academy. The guy's a purple belt. Jake Bauer's a purple belt, and you send in an MMA debuter, into a situation like that.
Dontrell's in a bad spot.
We got 18 seconds left in the second round, and Jake Bauer has taken it back.
I don't think, I like that he's against the cage, though. It's going to be hard to get this rear naked choke in the last 10 seconds.
10 seconds here.
Yeah, it looks like he's not even going to try. But this is going to give Jake some serious confidence going into round 3, which he definitely needed. And maybe a potential win for the round. I mean, the way the split decision we already had, we don't know exactly how this fight's getting scored.
That's a good point to add.
80% of that round was Dontrell Johnson, but you never leave it to the hands of the judges.
There's a lot of Alzheimer's disease known for judges, even in Vegas.
Hey, we talked about it. The last 30 seconds are the most important part of their round.
Very few judges you see take notes of the fight. I see one of them here taking notes, two of them here.
Here's a replay of the opening takedown by Jake Bauer. Very non-traditional in the way he got it. Catching the right hand of Dontrell Johnson and just pulling him forward.
Trying to explain to somebody how MMA fight is scored is very difficult. Or a boxing match, in that way, because there's so many different factors, and it's like, people assume you're just stacking up points.
In regards to significant strikes, I'd be shocked if there's more than 15 punches thrown by Jake Bauer up until this point.
Well, and then there's the old adage of, who would you rather be in the fight? We obviously so far would have wanted to be Dontrell Willis in both rounds.
That's simply controlling the fight.
A drop of danger, but was there really danger? He got his back taken, but it never sunk in the rear naked choke.
Dontrell controlled 99% of that round.
Yeah.
Here we go with the third and final round.
Yeah, Dontrell Johnson.
He doesn't even look like.
No, he's very composed for somebody making their MMA debut. Like I said, there seems to be a lot of life experience on with that MMA gym.
I like what Bowers did here. He's probably trying to get back for more of the same. There we go.
And pulling guard is Jake Bauer.
He did a lot. He did it off the cage, which is a smart move there. He got a little bit of momentum to.
That's experience.
Finish through, yeah.
You got Jake Bauer, who's on the bottom with over 7 years of training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Well, even the greatest jiu-jitsu artists in the world, when they get to an MMA level, the hardest thing for them is the takedowns.
Yep.
Well, and also being a nail. You're not used to getting punched. Yeah. This game is about hammers and nails, and Dontrell Johnson has proven.
Going for an arm triangle.
Oh,
No,
wow.
triangle choke, sorry.
Dontrell Johnson is in a world of trouble right now.
Still has his left hand in. Good. He's trying to get his elbow through the legs here, Dontrell, and great job. He got it through.
Great job of defeating that submission. And if I'm Jake Bauer, I'm a little concerned at this point.
If I'm Jake Bauer's corner, though, I'm very impressed with what he's shown. He's went through some serious adversity, and he's not even had a drop of quitting him.
Dontrell Johnson backing
out.
Oh,
but Jake is so tired, he doesn't want to stand up. Dontrell, if I'm him, I'm staying away, and I'm trying to finish him on the feet here, or at least, finish the fight on the feet.
And Jake Bauer is just diving at Dontrell Johnson.
We're nearly halfway through this final round, and
looking for
here
a
we
guillotine,
go.
maybe on the feet. No.
Dontrell is so composed.
Dontrell Johnson is somebody he's not even breathing hard. Spins off the cage and is trying to create some distance between Jake Bauer and himself, and it is not an easy task to do.
Dontrell is a legit prospect. He's grabbing the fence right now, though.
Pretty blatantly, too.
Yeah.
That was a full grab. That was the hair grab, that...
And Jake Bauer is attempting to get the back of Dontrell Johnson again. And this is a super awkward position for Dontrell Johnson to be in. And the flexibility and aggressiveness of Jake Bauer is not to be underestimated.
Well, here's his first chance to get some shots in on Dontrell.
And Dontrell is absolutely is flat and in the mount. Dontrell Johnson, with 53 seconds left in the third round, is in trouble.
He did a great job getting off his stomach, though. He was going to get put in a rear naked if he was still on there, but he did a great job getting off his stomach. Now,
do you think, in your honest opinion, Dylan, do you think he needs to finish here to win this fight?
Absolutely. I don't even think it's close. But
what about the fact that the local fighter had a split decision
and
already?
There is heavy punches coming down by Jake Bauer.
I guess the only way is if you somehow scored the last round for Bowers. I think we got 1 and 3 are pretty cleanly cut with Dontrell taking 1 and Bauer taking 3.
Jake Bauer in mount. He is completely mounted.
Last
Dontrell Johnson.
15 seconds, he's got to go.
Dontrell Johnson fighting off submission attempt after
armbar. That armbar, that's.
10 seconds
I don't think he's going to tap in this time.
And the grimace on Dontrell Johnson's face is very telling on how tight that submission is. You got Eddie Cooper. Wow. All the way into the last second of the third round. This is incredibly difficult to score, Jeremy Bjornberg.
I agree because even though I still feel I couldn't agree more with Dylan on the 2-1, we have a more local guy that did end the round in round 2 on top with a potential submission. Who knows how that scored? We don't know if we have 3 jiu-jitsu background judges here either. A lot of times they do score the fight towards what they would have did or how they act. So it's very interesting.
Look at that arm bar that he had.
Dontrell
is so composed.
Yes. And look at the grimace. Look at the grimace on Dontrell's face here. And you can make a case for Dontrell to say, well, I won rounds 1 and 2.
I truly believe Dontrell won 1 and 2, but
Jeremy, what do you think? You guessed the last one right.
I definitely think it was for sure 2-1 Dontrell, but the way the fight was scored last time, I'm gonna probably say I won't be. We're gonna hear a split decision here.
Well, Jeremy, you know how there might be some issues? The ring announcer, who's compiling the scores with the head of the athletic commission, he's taking his time, which means it's probably a split decision.
For sure. And it looks like Chad Bergmeyer here, who's been around MMA longer than anybody probably in the building, is over there making sure that the scores are right. Because I've got a few judges, I've seen big shows when people announce it wrong.
Let's talk about the Iowa Athletic Commission for a second. If you look at the totality of the people that are comprised of it, it's all old school mixed martial arts people. It is literally something that the larger states ought to take note of.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. There's even other states, I don't want to criticize any of them, but, if you don't love the sport or you weren't in it, maybe you don't belong in this position. We've had some people that don't love the sport in other states that kind of hold it back somewhat and don't seem to care about the growth of it. Obviously, a guy like Chad, is still doing this, loves it.
Pioneer. He's probably the grandfather of MMA in the state of Iowa.
Him and Monty.
Yeah, Monty Cox.
I agree. So
they were together, though, pretty much, and I believe Chad was mainly the driver of those shows early on.
Yep, absolutely.
So PJ Stoppelworth, our ring announcer, is going to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, fighting out of the way for Jake Bauer, Dontrell Johnson, after going the distance in the North Iowa Fights ring. Put your hands together for both of these fighters. After 3 complete rounds in the Strike Pimp Mega Gun, we go to our judges' scorecards. Judge number 1 scores the fight 29-28 for Johnson. Judge number 2 scores the fight 28-27 for Bauer. And judge number 3 scores the fight 29-28 for your winner by split decision. Fighting out of the blue corner, Dontrell Johnson!
If I'm Jake Bauer, I'm a little upset, but I also understand why I might not have came away with my arm raised.
He knows what he needs to work on as well. We saw another split. That if I'm in the back and I'm taking notice that I'm an out-of-town fighter, especially if this fight's going to mean a lot, and I'm probably looking for the finish.
I'll tell you what, very impressive bout out of both fighters. And ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back after this short commercial break.